You know what's one of the main side effects of poverty? Money worries. Let me tell you something. I used to brag about being poor because growing up poor gave me the ability to work hard, grind, hustle, never accept anything. But I'm gonna tell you this, and I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys out there feel the same way. The money worries never goes away. Continually looking online to check your bank account, constantly checking your investments just to make sure your money is there and how much money you made. It feels like you're constantly chasing. That's no way of living. Having money worries for that long of a period of time will cause so much stress. Now, there's a few things that I did within my life that helped me out tremendously. And I'm going to share it with you guys because if you're struggling with it, this is something that will definitely help you. Now, the first thing I had to do was I had to have a real sit down and have a conversation with myself about understanding the relationship I have with money. You see, growing up poor, my parents used to always tell me, no, we don't have the money for it. No, go out to get your own job. So me personally, all I did was just go out, hustle and grind to make my own money. I didn't trust anybody whatsoever. I only relied on myself. You know how hard it is to just rely on yourself? When you know you need a network with other people, you know you need people out there to help you to try to get you those jobs. Not me. I didn't care about that. And all that negativity that I had growing up and all that anger and all that fear, it led to me having so much issues with money to a point where I got myself into some debt and now I'm trying to get myself out of it. But this is the thing that I did. And I know it sounds stupid. I know what you're thinking. You're going to say, that's dumb. That doesn't work. But I promise you, you try it, it will work. Get a journal and write down everything in your head and write it down on paper. Getting all that stuff out your head, it makes wonders. Number one, you're not avoiding the issues anymore. A lot of times you think about it in your head and as you start thinking about, yeah, man, I grew up poor and then you're just like, you know what? Whatever though. I'm better than that. I'm a better person. And you just push it to the side. Writing it down allows you to sit down and just really understand the actual magnitude of the situation you had growing up. Sometimes you just need to have that conversation. And like I said, I'm going to say this again. It's a beautiful thing of writing things down and putting it on paper. Just try it and give it a shot and let me know how it works. The next thing I had to do was this: focus on only what I can control. I don't give a damn what's going on in the White House. I don't care about none of that. But nowadays, people have so much fear about what's going on in the White House. Everyone's talking about inflation. Everyone's talking about how high the mortgage rates are, and they're never going to get a home. If you go on YouTube, there's so many new YouTubers. I don't know why, because there's also old school YouTubers, but they seem to just go off negativity. They seem to just go off fear. And if you're continually watching stuff like that, you feel like you have no control. Things are horrible. And it is what it is. You got to break free from that. You got to understand you have total control in your life for certain things, right? For certain things, not for everything. But you can't control the fact that you're making an effort, right? You can't control the fact that you're pursuing your dreams, but you have no control whether your dreams will be achieved, which I feel like if you're always achieving your dream, you're going to hit it. You also have no control on a job, right? If they're going to hire you, then give you a raise, or they're going to lay you off. It is what it is. And that's the fear a lot of people have of poverty because they don't want to go back. So you are so reliant on a 9 to 5, hoping to never lay you off. But I'm going to tell you this right now. Eventually, they're going to do layoffs. If you're lucky, you might not be one of them. But they do layoffs. That's just part of business. You need to understand business is going to do what businesses need to do. They need to cut expenses. Things are hard. They're going to let you go. No hard feelings, but it is what it is. If you plan and you prepare for the unexpected, right? Which is pretty much getting laid off, and you know that's a possibility, then you won't wake up every day stressed out, worried about getting laid off. Now you understand this is things that can happen. It is what it is. I can get a blown tire. Anything can happen in my life that I have no control over. And it's okay. Accept it. It's part of life. But now what you can do is create a budget. You got to do a budget. You got to know where your money is going. Because if right now you live in this life, you're scared to go back to poverty, but you're always negative every month, you need to get that fixed ASAP. You need to see exactly what troubles are you having currently right now within your budget. You're not going to know where you're going unless you know where you came from. And you are going to go broke if you continue doing the same things over and over, all these poor mindset habits, which is not doing budgets and just YOLOing life. You can go right back to where you're trying to avoid, which is poverty. Now, the next thing that I did that helped me out tremendously was I practiced gratitude. okay? And I try to get rid of that scarcity mindset. Now, when I say gratitude, it's not simply just saying thank you to someone, saying thank you to myself, right? Appreciating the small things I did in life that I felt like were small, but it has a huge impact. I'm a firm believer, you do all these small things, it will lead to the bigger picture. Let me share with you a story about exactly what I mean by this. At the age of like 26, I decided to do a whole new career change. I wanted to go from doing IT, I wasn't liking it anymore, to doing something different, finance and accounting. So I enrolled into University of Central Florida. Go Knights. And when I enrolled there, I said, okay, I'm 26 years old. My son at that time was 2 years old, and I was married. People look at me like, how in God's green earth are you going to have a full-time job and go to school full-time? Guess what? I did it, and I did it in 4 years. Not 5, not 6, I did it in 4 years. The day I graduated and I walked down, and I was like, okay, finally, I'm done with the school, whatever. I was not excited. You see, growing up with the poverty mindset, I felt like these are the things I had to do. And I'm not done. I'm continuously chasing and pushing and pushing and pushing to try to be the greatest and the best version of me. That was wrong in hindsight. That accomplishment was a big accomplishment. People were telling me, man, I can't believe it. And I was just ignoring them like, yeah, whatever. This is me. I just do what I got to do because I got to survive. That's not a good way of thinking about it. You need to just sit back, relax, and be gracious about the things that you did in life. Any small achievement doesn't mean you need to go out and have a steak dinner, but just means to acknowledge it and pat yourself in the back and say, good job. You're getting a step closer to where you want to go. But at the same time, remember, you are a step better than you were the day before. I know it sounds cheesy, but simple affirmations like I have enough, right? Or I am enough is wonderful things to say yourself because it just changes your whole mindset. You know, you really need to just focus working on yourself. That was the thing that I had to do. I had to really focus on myself because when it's all said and done, it's you versus you. Right? I'm a very competitive person and I always want to be better than the next person, but in reality, it's you versus you. If you are better than your previous self today, than the person you were yesterday, then that's an accomplishment. That's all you need to do is to be a better person and try to bring some positivity and saying that you are enough. Saying things like you are enough, little by little, will just the scarcity mindset would dissipate. Now, the next thing I had to do was to get rid of some things that would make me stop getting worried about money. A lot of it's to do with social media. Now, luckily, social media, now I got a good, healthy relationship with social media. I know what's fake, I know what's real, and a lot of things out there don't affect me. I do a lot of meditating, I practice stoicism, so I'm always quick to just not be so reactive. I'm able to just see things and not let things affect me the way it used to before. But I will tell you this, social media has you gassed up. Everything you see on social media looks like everyone is living the best life and you are far behind. But you're not. Just look at the numbers. They say that 50 to 60% of people do not even have $500 in their savings account. Mind you, 1,000. But then you have people out there saying if you have $1,000, you're broke. Don't let people tell you if you have $1,000, you're broke. Because you're not. The majority of society does not have $1,000. I recently seen someone say as well, when someone posted a video saying $10,000, if you have $10,000, you're rich. And I agree with them because the majority of society don't. But then you have people in the comments saying, oh, $10,000, no, you need $100,000. But all these people will put in comments saying that don't even have that much money in their account. You know what I mean? So it's quick for you to say $1,000 not enough if you don't even have $1,000 and you think you need $100,000. But you're not even starting with putting money now within your account to get even $500. Don't think that way. The average person does not have so much money in their savings account. That is a feat. That is something that you want to have. And you need to recognize social media as well, guys. I love social media because I like watching some motivational stuff. I make sure my feed is all about finances and motivation. But I make sure it's not with some people speaking about nothing but toxicity. Okay, you want to put yourself around some positive YouTube channels that will get you in the right mind frame and not make you feel like, you know, everyone's doing better than I am except for me. It's not the case, okay? There's plenty of channels out there. There's plenty of YouTubers and financial gurus out there that will be extremely honest with you and let you know the average person does not have a 401k account. The average person does not have a Roth IRA account. The average person doesn't even know what a Roth IRA is. The average person is walking around with massive amount of debt. But then you have people here telling you that they're living the life and living a dream, but you're forgetting they're living a life and living that dream in debt. Okay, you want to avoid that, because if you start adding debt into your life, you're gonna go right back to the poverty cycle, and you're gonna go to a place where you're living paycheck to paycheck, and you're gonna feel like that's okay because I've been there before, and you're gonna get comfortable living with those conditions. We don't want that. Now, enough of all the bad stuff you want to avoid. This is some good things that you want to add to your life, okay? And this is now building a positive mindset. You just need to understand that, listen, you have the opportunity to make as much money as you can. You have the opportunity today to start making a budget. You have an opportunity today to become a saver. Yes, in the past, all you did was spend. But all it takes is that one day, that $1, 50 cents, I don't care what it is, you put it into a savings account. From that day going forward, you are a saver. Stop worrying about the amount of money you have. You can be an investor the day you buy one stock. Stop worrying about having $1 million. No, you are an investor, period. End of discussion. Even if you put $1 into stock, you need to start seeing yourself as a better person, as a better version of you, and stop looking at the past or all the mistakes that you made and say, you know what? That's just the type of person that I am. I'm always broke and I'm gonna stay in that life cycle. You're not. You need to change your mindset, because everyone can change. I'm a firm believer that everyone can change, but there's so much negativity out there, and there's so much negativity feeding into yourself. You're not allowing yourself to be the better version of yourself. You need to allow yourself to be the better version of yourself and say, you know what? I am doing the best that I can, and I know I could achieve any goal I want to if I continue living this lifestyle that I'm living, which is a positive mindset lifestyle. If you do all those things, guys, and you stop worrying about money all the time, and you follow my steps and my tips I provide in this video, you will be a whole lot better. You will feel so much better, so much freer, and knowing all the mistakes you made in the past is okay. Let it go. Let it go. This is a whole new day, a whole new time for you to hit reset. Stop worrying about the past, how it was when you were growing up poor. You're awesome. Keep on doing you. And I'll be watching you guys from a distance. Catch you guys on my next video. Peace.